Welcome back to Basement Integrity Podcast by Isorino.
Mm-hmm.
Remember our last deep dive where we explored all those fascinating basement waterproofing techniques?
Yeah.
Well, today we're sticking with basement transformations, but going a bit deeper, literally.
Oh, yeah,
We're talking
yeah.
foundation lowering and basement expansion.
Oh, okay.
And to illustrate just how we approach these projects, we'll be using a recent project on Bonneview Drive in Toronto's Queensway neighborhood as our case study.
Sounds good.
So it's a great example because like many homeowners in older Toronto houses,
Mm-hmm.
especially in areas like Queensway, Mimico, and Alderwood, these folks were dealing with a partial basement with limited headroom.
Right.
You know, the kind that's more of a storage space than a real living area.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
They wanted more functionality and safety.
Yeah,
And those are needs we see all the time.
definitely, all the time.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Yeah.
What exactly makes these older homes in these areas prone to these kinds of basement limitations? Is it just age, or is there more to it?
Oh, it's definitely more than just age.
Okay.
Think about it. These houses have witnessed decades of Toronto's weather extremes, from freezing winters to scorching summers.
Oh, for sure.
That, combined with the natural shifting of the soil over time, really takes a toll on the foundation.
Right.
You know?
So it's like the ground beneath them is constantly moving, putting pressure on the foundation.
Exactly.
And then you add those wild temperature swings,
Yeah.
which cause expansion and contraction.
Right.
No wonder some of these basements end up feeling like underground bunkers.
Exactly. And that's where those signs of wear and tear start to appear. Cracks, uneven floors, maybe even some moisture issues if things have really been neglected.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And I bet ignoring those problems only makes things worse, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like anything else. Early detection and intervention are key.
Sure.
Ignoring those telltale signs can lead to much bigger, more costly problems down the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where our 5-step process comes in.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of that 5-step process. What's the first step?
First and foremost, a comprehensive assessment.
Okay.
We don't just jump into a project blindly.
Right.
Our team meticulously evaluates the existing foundation and the soil conditions surrounding it.
Okay.
This isn't just a surface-level check.
Uh-huh.
We're digging deep, literally and figuratively, to understand any potential structural vulnerabilities unique to that property.
So it's kind of like a doctor giving a patient a full checkup before recommending any treatment plan.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
We want to have a complete understanding of the situation before we even think about picking up a shovel.
Right.
Right.
And how did that assessment play out in the Bonneview Drive project?
Well, in their case, we identified a few areas that needed reinforcement.
Okay.
And that's where we developed a customized plan.
Mm-hmm.
It involved lowering the basement floor, which
Ah.
would give them that much-needed headroom,
Yeah.
all while ensuring the existing foundation remains stable.
So we're not just making the basement bigger.
Right.
We're also making it stronger and safer in the process.
Right.
Got it.
And that brings us to the next step, the excavation.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Removing all that soil to create the extra space
Yeah.
sounds pretty intense.
It definitely requires a delicate touch and a solid understanding of structural engineering.
Right.
We can't just start digging haphazardly.
Uh-huh.
The entire process has to be controlled and precise to maintain the structural integrity of the house.
So it's almost like a giant Jenga puzzle. You had to remove the right pieces in the right order to avoid the whole thing collapsing.
That's a great analogy.
Uh-huh.
We use specialized equipment and techniques to ensure the excavation is done safely and with minimal disruption to the surrounding structure.
And I'm guessing this step also ties into the whole waterproofing aspect we discussed in our last deep dive.
You got it. Careful excavation prepares the basement for the waterproofing measures that'll come later. We want to ensure a solid, dry foundation for the newly expanded space.
Okay, so we've assessed.
Yep.
We've excavated.
Uh-huh.
What's next in this foundation lowering saga?
Now comes the reinforcement.
Okay.
Once the excavation is complete, we bring in the heavy hitters. High-quality materials specifically designed to withstand Toronto's challenging climate.
Okay.
This step is crucial to ensure the long-term stability of the home
Right.
and prevent any future issues with settling.
And this isn't just a one-size-fits-all approach, is it?
Not at all.
Okay.
Every home is different, and so is every solution.
Sure.
We tailor the reinforcement plan to each specific project, taking into account factors like soil conditions, the existing foundation structure, and of course the homeowner's needs.
Okay.
Yeah. For the Bonneview project, We focused on reinforcing the foundation walls and footings,
Okay.
essentially creating a robust support system for the entire house.
Yeah.
It's like building a fortress beneath the ground.
I love that visual of fortress. So tell me, what are some of those high-quality materials you mentioned? What exactly goes into building this underground fortress?
Well, we use a variety of materials depending on the specific needs of the project,
Uh,
but a common one is reinforced concrete.
okay.
It's incredibly strong and durable, perfect for withstanding those freeze-thaw cycles and shifting soil conditions we talked about earlier.
Makes sense, and I imagine this is also where those waterproofing measures really start to take shape, right?
Yeah.
We can't have a fortress with leaky walls.
Exactly. Once those foundation walls are strengthened, we move on to integrating a comprehensive waterproofing system.
So for our listeners who may have missed our last episode on waterproofing, could you give a quick recap on what that might involve?
Absolutely. You see, it's not just about keeping water out. It's
Right.
also about managing moisture.
Mhm.
So we typically install a combination of systems. For example, some pumps are essential for removing any water that does manage to find its way in. These pumps are like little warriors constantly on guard, ready to whisk away any unwanted moisture.
And then there are those drainage systems, right? They act like a network of secret tunnels, guiding any excess water away from the foundation.
That's a great way to put it.
Uh-huh.
And to top it all off, we install vapor barriers to prevent moisture from seeping in through the walls and floors. It's like adding an invisible shield that protects the basement from the inside out.
So we've talked about assessing, excavating, reinforcing, and waterproofing.
Yeah.
What's the final step in this incredible basement transformation journey?
The finishing touches, of course. This is where the basement really starts to come alive.
Okay.
We focus on those details that make the space not only functional, but also aesthetically pleasing. Think beautiful flooring, well-placed lighting, and a layout that optimizes every square inch of the newly expanded area.
And this is where the homeowner's vision truly comes to life,
Mhm.
right? Turning that once dreary basement into a space they can truly enjoy and utilize.
Exactly. It might become a cozy family room, a home office, a gym, or even a guest suite. The possibilities are truly endless.
It's amazing to think about how these basement transformations not only add valuable living space, but also enhance the overall quality of life for homeowners.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Imagine having a bright, spacious basement where your family can gather, relax, and create lasting memories.
Yeah.
It's about so much more than just adding square footage. It's about creating a space that truly enriches your life.
And it's not just about the immediate benefits, right? These renovations also add significant value to the property, which is a huge plus in a city like Toronto where real estate is always in demand.
You hit the nail on the head. Underpinning and basement expansion are smart investments that can pay dividends down the road.
Yeah.
It's about enjoying your home now and reaping the benefits later.
So for our listeners who might be thinking, wow, this all sounds amazing, but where do I even begin? What would you say are the key takeaways for anyone considering embarking on a basement renovation journey?
Well, I'd say the first and most important step is to reach out to a reputable and experienced company like ours.
Right.
We have the expertise and the passion to guide you through every step of the process, from the initial consultation to the final walkthrough.
And we don't just focus on the technical aspects, right?
Right.
We genuinely care about understanding our clients' needs and vision, working closely with them to create a space that truly reflects their lifestyle and preferences.
That's what sets us apart.
Yeah.
We're not just contractors, we're partners in turning basement dreams into reality. And we believe in transparency and clear communication every step of the way, so our clients always feel informed and empowered throughout the entire process.
And what I find really inspiring is that it's not just about creating more space,
Yeah.
It's about breathing new life into these older homes,
Right.
giving them a chance to adapt and evolve with the changing needs of families.
That's a great point. We often work on homes that have been in families for generations.
Oh, wow.
And to see them transformed and ready for the next chapter,
Yeah.
that is incredibly rewarding.
It's like honoring the history of the house while also preparing it for the future.
Exactly. We blend modern techniques and materials with the existing structure, creating a seamless fusion of old and new.
And for those homeowners who might be hesitant, maybe they think their basement is too small or too oddly shaped
Right.
or just too far gone, what would you say to them?
I'd say don't underestimate the potential of your basement. We've tackled some pretty challenging projects over the years, and we're always up for a good challenge.
So we love finding creative solutions and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in a basement renovation.
Definitely. So if you're even remotely considering a basement transformation,
Yeah.
whether it's foundation lowering, waterproofing, or a complete overhaul, reach out to us for a free consultation.
So it's a chance to explore the possibilities, ask questions,
Yeah.
and get a personalized assessment of your basement's potential. And we're passionate about what we do, and we truly believe that a well-executed basement renovation can have a transformative impact on your home and your life.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, so don't let that underutilized space sit there gathering dust. Let us help you unlock its full potential and create a space you'll love for years to come.
That's what we're here for.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into foundation lowering and basement expansion in Toronto.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And remember, when it comes to your basement, the only limit is your imagination.
So true.
We'll see you next time on the Basement Integrity Podcast by Ice Areno.